Welcome back to the TOMY Sonic Spokesman. I am your host, Lane. Back with you with my Final TSS video. Yes, I said my last. I'm no longer going to be collecting any TOMY Sonic figures or plushes after this Knuckles plush. I will still do TOMY Sonic Season 3, but I am ending TOMY Sonic Spokesman. But before we showcase the 8-inch Knuckles plush, I'll answer any questions you may ask. I haven't really played a lot of Sonic games that much because I always prefer Mario over Sonic. I kind of started collecting the line when the 25th anniversary figures came out. I bought them at Toys R Us. The 25th anniversary figures are great, and I was tempting to get them because I watched Pat Max's review on them. Even though I didn't play Sonic games that much, I do really enjoy the figures and the plushes they made for the most part. The series used to be TOMY Sonic Tuesdays because I thought the idea that I could release an episode every day on a Tuesday, during the summer of 2017, because that's when the comic packs were supposed to come out. But the Tuesday ended up being a joke, and I don't think any of them were uploaded on a Tuesday. I got the idea of releasing them on Tuesdays because on Chatronics' second channel, Chatronic Pokemon, he would unbox Pokemon trading figures every Tuesday. You can definitely tell the Trading Figure Tuesday inspiration on my first TST video. As much as you believe that I hate the Jazzwares Sonic line, I don't. It just feels like most of their 3-inch figures were not that well executed and rather come off as mediocre than anything else. I made a video about why Jazzwares should not get the Sonic license back, and it wasn't because I hated the line or anything, it was just me being realistic about what would happen. Some characters are missing from the line, but not any that are extremely important compared to a Sonic, Tails, Amy, or Knuckles. It had a good run, it had some great figures, and for the love of God, I don't want to see it return. As much as I hate Jazzwares and like to make fun of how bad a lot of their Sonic products were, I do have to admit, it is actually one of my favorite toy lines from Jazzwares, only behind an actually good Mega Man Retro Roto line. I will still be collecting World Nintendo figures, as well as the 2.5-inch playsets. However, I do see a bad future for the line, due to the next two waves being nothing but reprints. I may collect some Sonic stuff from Jakks Pacific, if they're any good. But I will be collecting some non-video game merch, like Star Wars The Power of the Force, The Simpsons World Springfield, and DVDs and Blu-rays of my favorite cartoons or movies. So if you're a Sonic fan and like any of those franchises, then you'll definitely be in for a treat. But what about TOMY? It's my favorite toy company ever. Will I be collecting any toys from them? As a matter of fact, yes I am. I plan on wanting to collect the classic Pokemon line from TOMY in the future. And now, the Final TSS video will begin right now. Now let's take a look at the paper tag that this plush came with. Now what I really like, if the camera will focus! Anyways, as I was saying, the paper tags on these TOMY Sonic plushes are very unique, and I kind of like how TOMY did not, lays down on the paper tags. And when you open it, there's just some legal info, and if the camera will focus, you can go to www.tomy.com, and you can also visit their address or call their number. But yeah, here's what the back looks like. There's just some more legal info. So yeah, so nothing really special to talk about. Let's take a look at Knuckles. So Knuckles is part of the new, the current plush wave that just came out, where there's another Sonic, another Tails, and a classic version of Dr. Robotnik.
Dr. Robotnik, you pull my leg, man. Everybody knows they call him Dr. Eggman.
And Silver. And there's also the 12-inch plushes of Shadow, Supersonic, Dark Chow, and recently Knuckles. There's also a 12-inch of the Snuckles. But this is the 8-inch plush from that wave. I'm guessing wave 5, but don't quote me on that. Let's just take a look at the face. It's kind of hard enough to see the purple the purple on his eyes. I mean, this is a modern plush. This is not a classic plush, it's a modern plush. And you can see here's his teeth. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of, frowning Knuckles. I mean, it's in his personality, but, a smiling Knuckles is an appealing Knuckles. And oddly enough, even though this plush is not smiling, the TOMY figure that came out before that was smiling. I don't know why that was the case, but you could see his crescent. It is not that well embroidered, but it's not really too noticeable. And besides, this is a store-bought plush, like a retail plush. Here's his fists. I really like the details on it. And here are his shoes. I'm not a huge fan of the shoes on these plushes, but I get it, they're retail plushes. And here's his, not his paper tag, his touch tag. With 4 stories, 4-story page touch tag. And I kind of like how the TOMY logo and the Sonic the Hedgehog logo are inked. They have like color to it. They print it in color, which is pretty good. And the touch tags themselves are pretty soft. Not that rough, uncomfortable feeling paper thing that like store-bought plushes sometimes do, or heck, maybe even like carnival plushes or something. And here is his tail. So this is a pretty good Knuckles plush. A lot of people prefer, Great Eastern Entertainment's plushes a lot more, and they have the rights to, because GE has made more characters than TOMY ever did, and they look much more accurate, but I think I like the TOMY plushes a lot better than the GE plushes when it comes, to like the material they use, because the material is like Cine styled, so think of them as like improved versions of these Cine Sonic plushes. And also not to mention that they have some even more obscure things like, the Chow and Supersonic, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so now that I have Knuckles, and you can see there's Sonic, Tails, and Amy, I have completed the main 4 characters. Okay, so I completed all 4 main characters, Tails, Sonic, Amy, and Knuckles. Sonic and Tails being Wave 2, Amy being Wave 4, and Knuckles being Wave 5. And these aren't the only TOMY Sonic plushes I have. I do have some others. Here is Shadow from Wave 3. I'll put him right over here. Here is the modern versions of Dr. Robotnik.
Everybody knows to call him Dr. Eggman.
From Wave 4. I'll just put him right here. Now, one thing I have a problem with these figures is that, they're not that well scaled. And when it comes to Dr. Eggman, this is definitely no exception. But at least, they look a lot better than most plushes, most retail plushes, you see. And then there is Chow. And then there's my only classic plush, the Supersonic plush. So that is it. So that is basically all of the plushes I have. I don't have a lot of them, but that's as much as I can get. And here are my action figures over here. Now, not a lot of the action figures on these shelves are TOMY, since there's also the Jazzwares Metal Sonic and the Jazzwares Amy, as well as the first 4 figurines of Tails and Amy. So yeah, that is it. My set may not be complete. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there is the Ultimate Classic Sonic plush that I got at one Christmas. Never made a video on it, but again, it wouldn't be as popular. But yeah, so thank you for watching this entire series, and I had some good times, some good and bad times, and it was pretty much worth it in the end. So even though the plushes are as complete as there is, not so much for the figures. Unfortunately, the figures don't feel that complete now that the Amy and Eggman metal play packs are assumingly cancelled. So But at least the plushes, at least they completed the plushes. But I definitely wish that I got the Metal Sonic plush from Wave 2. That thing is pretty expensive on eBay, just because, it's Metal Sonic and, Metal Sonic is expensive. But yeah, so thank you for watching this series, and wish me luck on my new upcoming adventure.
I am your host, Lane, and today we are going to unbox this Sonic the Hedgehog Classic and Modern comic pack from TOMY. This is the one I wanted just to get that. Modern, that was the Echidna. So yeah, surprisingly the paint job is really great. Yeah, I just got this at Toys R Us. So, yeah, but before I unbox this. It's very nice, like I said. If I even said that or not. And yeah, I think this tail's a camera with. So I do kind of like how he turned out. He is posed, by the way, and since he looks like this, it might be hard to understand. But you can't see it, but you can see it. Maybe I can fix his nose. There we go. He looks a lot better without the nose. So yeah. I mean, like overall, these pretty solid. That people would actually want Jazzwares to take the Sonic license back. You know what, Jazzwares? You suck. You suck, you suck, you suck. If anyone who works at Jazzwares is watching this video, tell your slaves to make... So now that I have Knuckles, and you can see there's Sonic, Tails, and Amy, I have completed the main four characters. Well, this is it. It's just like everyone says. All good things must come to an end. But before I go home, there's one more thing I have to do. I'll meet you later. Thank you for all of the love and support you gave us.